was funny, he was that style. He was just an alpha male type or something like that.
I don't know. Granted, I was 5 to 10 at the time. So. I said I was very young at the time, so to me he was just the guy.
Yeah.
But I was too young to even listen to any of his sermons. I had no idea.
Well, and that was like, having some younger priests who were friendlier and when I was growing up, that was always different. You don't,
Did you say too far? Did you say too far? Good morning and welcome to First Unitarian Church of St. Louis. I'm Steve Wilkie and I use he, his pronouns, and I am a member of the worship committee. If you are a visitor or newcomer, we would like to extend a special welcome. We are glad to be together this Sunday, whether in person or online, and if you are new to our congregation, be sure to fill out a community card found in the pews, or if you are online, click on the link in the live stream description. After service, please join us downstairs in Fellowship Hall for coffee and donuts. We welcome families and children. But families with children are invited to connect with the RE Committee and the Reverend Sabrina Trupia, our Minister of Congregational Life, after the service for more information about our RE program. This is, in fact, an RE Sunday, and apparently they're making strawberry kebabs, which sounds kind of amazing, but you guys have to stay here, so no strawberry kebabs for you. If you are attending online, you can connect with each other in the chat, and don't forget that link for virtual coffee hour can be found in our weekly e-news. We have a few announcements this morning. We are, for at least one more day, still taking donations or nominations for the Designated Collections Program. Members and pledging friends may nominate community nonprofits and church programs and projects as potential recipients of Sunday plate collections. All 26-27 church year nominations must meet program criteria listed on the nomination form and be received by tomorrow, Monday, July 13th, for consideration. Check the Friday e-news for details. Today, after the service, we are hosting a Get Out the No vote for Amendment 4 and 5, and we're doing it as a postcard party. Thank you. We will be sending out as many postcards as possible, reminding folks to vote in August, right? August? Okay, that's what I thought too, but got a little nervous. All supplies will be provided. Obviously, this is a good cause, so as many people that can come doing postcards would be greatly appreciated. July 17th, we are having a First U Foon at Newsies at the Muni. Free seats. Bring a blanket and your picnic dinner and find Reverend Kim and Reverend Sabrina in line. Gates open at 7 p.m. The show starts at 8:15 p.m. On Sunday, July 26th, First Church members and friends can support the Hot Lunch program by preparing a meal for approximately 100 in our Fellowship Hall kitchen and transporting and serving it to Trinity Hot Lunch. This is a great multi-generational volunteer activity that benefits our neighbors in need. Food prep begins at about 10 a.m. Wait a minute, that's the service. What's going on here? Okay, but anyway, 10 a.m. and concludes at Trinity at 3 p.m. with cleanup. Volunteer shifts are available throughout the morning and afternoons, permitting helpers to participate in preferred ways and shifts. You can also support our effort by donating homemade cookies. Volunteers may sign up by accessing our online volunteer form or in Fellowship Hall. Lastly, and I'm going to say this a couple times, congratulations to Reverend Kim Mason and Jen Whitaker, who were recently married. You can give them best wishes in person at their reception next week, July 19th, in Fellowship Hall after the church service. Now, please center yourself in preparation for worship. Welcome to this religious community where we affirm the worth and dignity of all who enter. We gather in community, understanding we are all sacred beings, diverse in culture, experience, identity, and theology. Our values invite us to a shared journey of truth and meaning-making. Together, we foster a spirit of gratitude and generosity so that all may feel welcome and all can thrive. We are glad that you are with us this morning. Please enjoy our prelude for the Beauty of the Earth, composed by Conrad Coker and performed by Linda Batterson.
Good morning. I'm Gary Eldon Rickerd, and I really appreciate the opportunity to be here with all of you today. You know, I was warmly welcomed and felt like I could be myself from the moment I walked through those doors, and I hope you all feel the same. Now, please rise if you're willing and able, and join us with the opening hymn, number 1052. The oneness of everything.
I look forward to learning that song. It was really pretty, but we're like, It's one of those times where the choir would have been, very helpful. But what are you going to do? I just didn't hear you. You could have been louder. We're glad you're here. Thank you. Our chalice lighting is by Adina Danouf. We light this chalice for the earth, of which we all are part. We pledge to take care for what it needs and hold it in our heart.
Our connection moment is a wisdom story inspired by Chief Seattle, chief of the Nuwambish Nation. We did not weave the web of life. We are merely strands in it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves. Our human relationship to the earth, the basis of this story, which is expressed in our Seventh Unitarian Universalist principle, respect for the interdependent web of all existence, of which we are a part. The concept of interdependent web is made concrete by tangible activities. We are all connected to this great web of life, and we can be encouraged by caring for the earth. An understanding of interdependence in our human communities is nurtured as we recognize that there are behaviors and actions that affect one another and everything and everyone around us.
One of the ways we stay connected to each other is through sharing our joys and concerns. By this, we open ourselves to another's experience, encouraging curiosity and compassion, and allowing others to help us in time of need. I invite you, as the joys and concerns are read, to come forward and place a stone, where did it go? Stone in the water to symbolize the weight of your current concerns, or to blow bubbles on your way back to your seat in celebrations of the joys lifting you up today. In our community, someone is concerned for all the innocent people suffering from injustice. Someone has sorrow and concern for a friend dealing with dementia. We hold these concerns with tenderness and compassion. May they be lighter because they are shared. As a community, we also share our joys and celebrations with one another. Congratulations to Reverend Kim Mason and Jen Whitaker, who were recently married. If you were clapping, that meant you weren't there for the announcements, but that's okay. You can give them best wishes in person at their reception on July 19th in Fellowship Hall after the church service. In our community, Someone has a joy because a wedding announcement has finally been sent. Can't imagine who that person was who would have written that. We lift these joys and concerns remaining unspoken in our hearts and minds. We lift these joys with gladness and celebration. May they be magnified because they are shared.
With many joys and concerns remaining unspoken in our hearts and in our minds, please join me in a spirit of mindful attention. We are all blessed, gifts of nature manifested in human form, representatives of earth with purpose, to provide to the greater good, to one people, one species, one with all life. The life of earth blessed all species, our common ancestor. May we all be blessed to continue contributing meaningfully to a better world. Blessed be.
This morning's reading is All of Nature is Sacred by Lorelei Greenwood Jones. Every creature is a thinking, feeling being. We are blessed with wondrous variety. We are part of nature and of every being on the planet. What we do to one affects the many. In this web of existence, we are each a strand. Our pushing and pulling moves the fabric of our world. Each bird and insect, each fish and four-legged creature, all are our siblings. Let us treat them as we would one another, with compassion and dignity, with understanding and honor. The love that we show each other being radiates outward a beam of kindness and caring that can be felt with the heart. And in turn, our hearts receive that love from each being, and it echoes onward to eternity. The First Unitarian Church of St. Louis strives to be a welcoming congregation, inspiring lives of loving kindness and integrity by nurturing spirituality, building community, and advancing justice. Your contributions support the mission and ministry of this congregation in the St. Louis region and beyond. This morning's offering will now be received.
Honestly, I follow thee, heart inside of me, to find my destiny. Waves are crashing deep in the sea of all I'll be, a mystery. Lightning flashing like time it's passing hastily, deep in humanity. Hold on to something that's loving, and break bolts becoming what you're wanting. 'Cause poison passions are distractions, and we choose our actions and our factions. When all is lost, no more can be said. Hard time it costs when no more is ahead. Honestly, I follow thee, heart inside of me, to find my destiny. Waves are crashing deep in the sea of all I'll be, a mystery. Lightning flashing like time it's passing hastily, deep in humanity. And dig deep within what you're touching, and search far away and you'll find nothing. And pretty attractions draw reactions, and sincere smiles can hide the phantoms. When precious moments loom far and few, we close a chapter we knew would come true. Honestly, I follow thee, heart inside of me, to find my destiny. Waves are crashing deep in the sea of all I'll be, a mystery. Lightning flashing like time it's passing hastily, deep in humanity.
Gary? Let him get situated so he's ready to give his sermon. This is the section called Gratitude. And obviously Kim makes these services seem really simple, so when we have the lay-led persons, that's when we kind of go back on Monday and go, what are we going to do? I don't know, what do you want to do? The committee then gets together, everybody works together, and then you're able to have a service that sort of resembles what Kim does every Sunday. That can't be done without Lynn Hunt, who obviously has been helping us for many, many years. Linda, who's been helping us this summer. The music has been fantastic. Even Mo, who doesn't turn off my microphone when I make fun of him. Microphone? No, it's on. Special thanks, of course, to the I'm probably the only person that would call her this, the supreme commander of the worship committee, and that, of course, is Pamela. So thank you very much. Gary, you ready to go? Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. So this is a wonderful morning. It's wonderful being here today with all of you. I'm really grateful to have the opportunity to speak with you. So I want to begin with the feeling. The one I had the first time I walked through those doors. Into this large, wonderful, open space of gathering. A room of people, most of whom I'd never met. Yet somehow, I already felt like I had a lot in common with them. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that's felt that way here. And so, you will already understand the single word that I want to build everything on today. And that word is community. We rarely stop to hear it, but the meaning is sitting right there in the middle. Common unity. People bound together, not by needing to be identical, but by having something deeply in common that unifies them. The old Latin root, communitas, says exactly that. A shared service, an obligation to one another, to unify around what is found in common. And this is the greatest ability of humanity. Once we hear the word that way, a question opens up. A question underneath nearly everything I care about. How far and how wide can that circle of common unity actually reach? Let me answer the way it lives in me. I'm raising two quickly growing children with my wonderful wife that's here with us today. And when I see my kids, the circle can feel small and obvious. My family, the rooms that we live in, the immediate connection. But we do not exist in vacuums of isolation. My children, as all children, are going to inherit a world shaped largely by people they will never meet. So the circle can not only be limited to include the people often beside us. It has to expand to all people who have been or can be brought into common purpose and shared obligation with us. To include people who come after us as well. To something bigger than any one person or one group or one congregation or even one continent of people. Larger still than even our species. Indeed, to encompass the entirety of planet Earth itself. Imagine looking at Earth from a great distance. A single tiny dot in the infinitely larger universe. The size of a speck of dust, if you will, in this room. That dot itself is much better thought of collectively than individually. Let me use an analogy. So, most of us have dishwashers, or we've all used dishwashers. And when we think of the dishwasher, we normally wouldn't think of it as a collection of parts and pieces. We would see a single object, an appliance. It either works or it doesn't work, right? The start button. It either gets the thing to start washing the dishes or the entire machine is broken. And its only usefulness is to be parted out to rebuild other machines, right? Well, the individual parts have much greater purpose and function together. And nature is not as different as we might think, but certainly different in the natural ability to transform and evolve dysfunctional parts so the system can continue to function. All living parts adapt within a unified biosphere of beautiful yet fragile balance, or they become extinct and replaced by parts that do. And the biosphere changes. As the biosphere changes, so do the species that are able to live within it. We all have important purpose and function within the whole of the biosphere. And to keep it livable for our species could not be more paramount. That is the shift that I'd like to explore today. A common unity that reaches outward and forward across time to the generations who have no voice, no power, yet will live with the collective decisions decided by the adults of today. And someone has to speak for that future. Today, I would like to try. Earth is in our hands. Clearly, Homo sapiens wield enormous power over the future of Earth. The only real question is, what will we do with that power? And whether we can become wise enough to widen the circle of inclusion, of acceptance, of coordination, of care, yes, of common unity. Built on a deeper, more vivid reality, guided by modern science. That is what drives me. But, let's face it, too many people believe this planet was created and given to humans to exploit, simply for their purposes, pointing to ancient words written by the hands of men. But even if that were true, the resources that took millions of years to form are finite. A simple question. Shouldn't the future humans get to utilize the natural resources of Earth as well? Why do the adults of today get to steal from the children of the future? Because we are able to? Is that really the best we've been able to come up with? We must act as one, and the future is all there is. It is today. It is tomorrow. It is next month and next year. It is the next decade and the next millennia, and so on. One thing is certain. Time will bring the future. And we are related to all humans directly. And all humans are related to all life. That is not a metaphor, it is a biological fact. And once we truly understand that, once we feel it, everything can change. We can start seeing ourselves as part of the earth, not owners of it. That's where a new path begins, grounded in this reality. That the earth owns all of the parts of us. Instead of endlessly dividing ourselves, we need to accept that we are all 99.9% genetically the same. We are a single species. That race is a social construct. There is far more genetic difference between two East Africans whose ancestors never left the continent than between any European and Asian anywhere on earth. These truths can widen the circle of common unity. But the question is, can humanity gain a new shared identity, a new relationship with Earth, beyond division and biases, beyond national borders and language barriers? Is our species even able to collectively change now that we've overtaken the world? If we want real change, we need to be willing to question everything. Even the things we've been told are beyond questioning. And big questions aren't new for me. I've been asking them since at least the age of 5. When I looked up to my mother and I asked her why our religious beliefs were the right ones and everyone else's were wrong. Well, if you haven't noticed, I didn't get an acceptable answer. So I've spent my entire life searching for the most fundamental forms of truth and understanding. And after thousands of hours looking for the one true belief system, I honestly came up empty-handed. I concluded the obvious. No book fell out of the sky. Long ago, I walked away from the idea of a supernatural personal God in the sky, an ancient timeless image of an old white man looking down and judging or influencing my actions. Instead, I began searching for truth that was not blind, that can be tested and explored with freedom of thought and logic. I turned to science, seeing knowledge as power. But science, as powerful as it is, doesn't reveal all the ultimate answers to existence. Questions led me to something unexpected. A deep appreciation and feeling of interconnectedness with nature itself, literally in every fiber of my body. Think about it. Why does life exist at all? Why does it fight so hard to persist? Why are there mathematical principles that seem to govern the universe? Why did subatomic particles form during the Big Bang, then become stars, then planets, then us? Why are our bodies made up almost entirely of the most common elements in the universe? Well, the last answer is surprisingly simple. Because we are the universe looking up at itself. But the universe is more than random chance. There are deeper principles, something more fundamental than particles, than waves, than gravity or space-time. And that is the source of all existence. I personally feel emotionally awe-inspired by and hold reverence for these forces. But the mysteries don't need supernatural explanations, simply natural ones, because nature is super amazing. For decades, I've held that nature was far more complex than given credit for. That nature isn't something to go in and out of on a hike, but the actual source of everything, everywhere, inescapable, indistinguishable, inseparable from us, from everything that is, from everything that ever has been. And the more science I research, the more remarkable and magnificent nature itself becomes. To me, the binary choice often laid out is false. To believe or not believe in the white man in the sky. I believe in a redefinition. Something closer to what Einstein famously said. when he said, "I believe in Spinoza's God," which to Spinoza was simply another name for nature. And there has never been a culture on earth without a deep need for meaning. That's not a flaw, it is a feature. We are wired for connection to something greater. What if the need for meaning could be fulfilled by a deeper curiosity and appreciation for what is actually real? What if we channeled our need for meaning toward understanding the nature of reality itself? Well, nature is all there ever was and all there ever will be. Nothing is the source of nature, but nature is the source of everything. We are products of the same energy that gave rise to cosmic evolution. To me, this acknowledgement is both scientific and spiritual at the same time. The laws of nature made this possible. The laws of nature have been present in everything since at least the beginnings of time. From intelligence in the form of natural mathematical laws to intelligence in the form of neural networks asking questions about the intelligence of itself. That is us. Nature's intelligence and beauty and love and joy manifested in human form. Personally, I don't think we don't get order from disorder. We don't get intelligence from no intelligence. We don't get life from subatomic particles alone. Through research, I've come to appreciate that we get life from inescapable, fundamental intelligence embedded in everything, everywhere in the universe. The idea that everything started meaningless does not explain how they became meaningful. It's far easier to respect nature as a self-balancing system following beautifully perfect principles that led to us than to respect meaningless atoms accidentally bouncing around until they accidentally become us. I think something deeper is unfolding, something more universal that we can't fully understand, but we are active participants in it at every scale. And as genuine participants of nature gaining complexity, with intelligence concentrated, temporarily trapped between our ears, I have a new question to explore. Do our lives actually matter? When we're gone, is everything we did just gone, lost forever? Well, once gone, we contribute no further to the unfolding of events directly. But the past events we were part of, every action, every choice, every moment of participation will always exist. Actions do not fade. They do not become less real, according to Einstein's relativity. That means what you do matters, not just now, not just for your lifetime, but forever. And to truly understand why that matters, we need to know more about what we actually are and how deeply we are woven into the universe. Inside each of our bodies, there are cells with 3 billion molecules in each one working with specific function and purpose. Then, to 30 to 50 trillion of those cells forming your body, each following a decentralized plan, finding their importance and need from within. All of our cells are part of what we call ourselves. And what we call myself is the operator of those cells. Not in isolation, but in reactivity to each other. Just as us, living within our environment. That immediate environment scales to the biosphere of Earth, and eventually to the observable universe. At each level, parts contributing to wholes. Bees regulating temperature together. Ants building cities without blueprints. The rainforests making its own rain. No central controller, no separate master planner, yet coherence and symmetry emerge from undeniably scientifically sound principles. Look at us. We are temporary systems of self-organized parts. We are the transformation of energy. We are made possible by everything that came before us to evolve the universe to a state allowing us to exist within it, as a part of it, directly tracing back to every particle, every atom, every star, every supernova, every self-replicating molecule, every ancestor since life itself began. This is Earth system science, measurable, real, not ancient mysticism disconnected from reality. We are pieces of Earth that have become deeply aware of itself. You are the universe looking up at itself. You are nature with self-awareness. We are each representations of nature at the cutting edge of 13.8 billion years of cosmic evolution. In this point of view, all humans should honor that by contributing something worthy of it, as I'm sure everyone in this room does. Contributing to our environment and society, we are taking the form of action. Our part can take the form of action in endless ways, but with purpose, with meaning, with good intentions. Now, here's what makes us extraordinary. What separates us from the bees, from the ants, from the forest, and that is foresight. The ability to plan for the future. We can know and understand that we are part of a larger system. Not only do we have a role within it, but we can become more aware of the system's needs and specialized functions for the health of humanity and the health of Earth, for the health of nature itself, for our own health. Through science and technology, we can predict future outcomes based on current actions. And no other species in Earth's history, even our own species, has ever had that ability. This is a major breakthrough in evolution itself. The bees don't know they're regulating the temperature of the whole hive. The forest doesn't know that it's making rain, but we can know. We can see the patterns. We can learn from science. We can plan for the future. Foresight and science lets us widen the circle of common unity to people we too will never meet, for the benefit of life itself. The question is not whether we contribute to the whole. We do inevitably. The question is, when looking at our actions collectively, are we contributing to construction or destruction? To civility or to hatred? To despair or to hope? To blindness or to clarity? To reality or to illusion? Do we use our foresight to enhance the system? Do we use our intelligence to gain understanding of reality? Or do we act as rogue cells consuming without regard for the living system we depend upon, ultimately harming ourselves? It's not about blame, it's about alignment with reality. It's about finding natural balance through awareness that our surroundings have need for us, just as we have need for them. I think the missing meaning and purpose humanity faces can be found in mutualism. Interactions aligned together toward mutual benefit. We have a chance no other ancestor ever had. We can act with amazing awareness of the whole. This is powerful. But it's not just a privilege, it's also a responsibility. And we owe our lives and everything that came before us and will come after us to this planet. Quite literally everything. Without Earth, it's quite possible life simply wouldn't exist. Anywhere, at any time, in any form, in the entirety of the universe. And if that doesn't show us how amazing Earth is, I don't know what does. We quite simply may be the most advanced, highly evolved species ever to represent nature as nature. I guess what I'm saying is humanity needs to reimagine its relationship with the planet, or we will go down as the species that had unimaginable potential but failed to adapt, and instead dove into deep division and self-destruction from our species' dark past. We must climb out, adapt and evolve our thinking, find a new path aligned to a prosperous future. And that is the dream that I cannot awake from until I see it come true. Our closing hymn today is number 323, Break Not the Circle. Please rise if you're willing and able. Before I close, I'd like to say thank you so much for welcoming me into this congregation of amazing human beings, for giving me this great opportunity to speak and play music today. It gives me hope for humanity, being here with all of you, and feeling safe to share my innermost thoughts. We can make a difference. Every one of you does. And that's why you're here. By building together, expanding, and spreading reality over illusion, mutualism over individualism, unity over division, cooperation over chaos, love over hate. Our choices are forever important and meaningful. They matter, not just to us, but for the children of today and the unborn children of the future. Let us act as one people, unified, one species, one with all life, and let all life be one with us, working together, building a wider circle of common unity, united around reality, using our immense power for the common good, for the stronger and more resilient future we all can envision and build together. Thank you so much. Blessed be.